Hey guys, what's up? It's BG Titan Avatar, and I'm here to talk to you about The Legend of Korra, Episode 2, A Leaf in the Wind. Well, this episode starts out with Korra talking about pro bending and always wanting to go see a match, and Tenzin just ain't having it. He says it's garbage and that she should focus on her airbending training. And then, I'll get into pro bending later, don't worry, I'll get into the detail. But then Tenzin goes into how usually the element that's hardest for the avatars to learn is usually the ones opposite their personality. And I remember in Season 2, Katara kind of had it right. So, kudos to Katara. Then, we go into her training, and she has to go through these gates. And she has to go through them while they're spinning. Jinora goes through them pretty easily, and I can tell this chick's going to be a master soon, because she's pretty good. And Korra tries it, and gets her butt kicked. Tries it again, and still gets her butt handed to her. So they try to meditate. Well, that doesn't go very well, because Korra can't sit still. She's impulsive. She can't sit still. And Milo doesn't make it any easier because he falls asleep during the meditation. And Tenzin's just kind of happy that he's got the relaxing part down. Well, anyway, she overhears the White Lotus listening to the radio, and it has a pro bending match on, and she's listening. Tenzin catches them and turns off the radio and kind of gets on to Korra. So Korra sneaks out and goes to the pro bending arena, which, holy crap, that building. It is gold, and it's beautiful, and I'm just in awe of that building. It is so beautiful. And then, Korra gets caught by Toza, who is the training facility man there, and Bolin comes to her rescue. He comes in, saves her from getting kicked out of the whole place. And he's like, she's with me. Well, Korra catches him and says, well, I'm not with him. And he's like, oh no, I didn't mean to imply. And she's like, oh, you implied it. Well, I'm sorry, guys. Then she gets shown to the arena, and first thing that pops into my mind when I see it is Pokemon. When you see the arena, you can obviously tell why that came to my mind. And then we meet Bolin's older firebending brother, Mako, and he's also part of the Fire Ferrets. And at first he's kind of cold to Korra because, he doesn't like fangirls, and that's all he thinks she is at the time. And so, here's where the rules come in handy. Okay, there's two sides of the arena, and then there's 3 zones separated by the grates that waterbenders use to get the water from. And, the objective of the game is basically to push the other team back and gain the most territory. Whoever gains the most territory by the time the 3 rounds end, win. Well, there is a way you can win, even if you're losing by 2 rounds, you can push all 3 of the other players off, and then, you win the whole game. It doesn't matter if it's the first, second, or third round. As soon as you push all 3 players off, you win. And you can't push them off the sides, because that's foul. And waterbenders cannot use the water from down below. They have to use the water that's in the grates. And Mako, basically what he does is his brother and Hazuk, who's the waterbender, who's useless too, gets knocked off the arena, and he's the only one left standing. He's all the way in Zone 3, and then he just whoops their butt. He pushes all 3 of them off the arena, and they win the game. Well, then, this is where Korra's like, well, how'd you do that, Mr. Hat Trick? And he's like, oh, you're still here? Oh, you're still a jerk? And this is where Korra reveals that she's kind of the Avatar. She tries to get Bolin, she's like, oh, can you teach me some moves? And he's like, I don't know how my earthbending will translate to your waterbending, but we'll work something out. And she's like, oh, don't worry, I'm an earthbender, firebender, waterbender, all that. And Mako's the one to actually put it together because she just confuses Bolin. And he goes, "You're the Avatar and I'm an idiot." Both are pretty true. I'm going to stop right here, guys, and say I am a Makorra shipper. And I love it. I will go down with the ship. And we do not know if it's canon yet, because even if Korra did kiss Mako, it does not mean Mako returns her feelings. That'd be sad for me, but you know, I'm okay with Korralin. I'm okay. I really haven't got to where I lose myself if Makorra was not the canon, but you know, I'm cool if it's Korralin, but I'm saying right now I'm a Makorra shipper. But I also, in my comments, I don't want any wars. You can state what you are, but do not start a war. I don't need no shipping wars on my page. I appreciate it. Anyway, back to my review. And, you know, Bolin kind of shows her how earthbenders of pro-bending move. They're more light on their feet. And, you know, they're like boxers, kind of. And the traditional side of bending is being kind of left behind at this point. Because when Korra tries to do, like, the rooted stance and stuff that earthbenders usually have, it doesn't give as much punch as it does when he does the boxing moves. And, you know, modern style bending's kind of taking over. But I think it's kind of cool that we're seeing a new type of bending, and I'm okay with that. It's kind of neat. Anyway, she goes back to Air Temple Island, and she's trying to get through those gates again, and yeah, she just loses her temper and just blows the whole thing up. And she kind of yells at Tenzin, saying, "Maybe the reason I haven't been able to learn airbending is because you're a terrible teacher." Harsh. Anyway. So next we go back to the pro bending arena, and Hazuk, their waterbender, is a no-show. So Korra fills in, and she fouls right off the bat. As soon as the whistle blows, she knocks the guy off the side. Then she bends more than 2 elements, and they let her stay only if she'll bend solely water. Okay? Well, she gets knocked off the arena, and Tenzin overheard that the Avatar was playing in pro bending, so he comes in. He's like, "Okay, I've tried to be patient with you, but, you know, you forced my hand. I'm ordering you back to Air Temple Island." And she's like, "Maybe I don't even need to learn airbending. Maybe it's a useless thing, and maybe I need to learn the modern styles and stuff like that." And Tenzin's kind of like, you know, shocked and taken aback. But then she gets back in the arena. She's making a fool of herself. She's almost getting off the edge of the arena. And suddenly she just goes airbender. She's moving like an airbender should. She's dodging and flowing and weaving, and she's just doing what an airbender should. And Tenzin, who stayed to watch, even if she was making a fool of herself, he stayed and watched, and he's like, "Well, how about that?" So they win the match because they knock all 3 of them off, and I'm sorry, guys, but she knocks them off. They win the match. She goes back to Air Temple Island. Her and Tenzin apologize to each other, say they both were wrong. She officially joins the Fire Ferrets, and that's basically how the whole episode ends. Gotta say, this episode was pretty solid. I mean, it had some humor in it, like when Bolin found out she was the Avatar, he's like, "The Avatar!" You know, that whole promo thing that we saw. And it was pretty good. I like it. The character development between Tenzin and Korra is really good, really solid. And I love the 3 kids. Milo, at first I didn't like him, but now he's growing on me, so he's getting more cute. And, you know, I'm just impressed. And I can't wait till episode 3 that comes on this Saturday at 10 o'clock Central and 11:10 Central, you know. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say, folks, and I'll see you for episode 3 review. BG Titan Avatar out. Peace.